Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, all honor, all glory to YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, bahasham, qadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth according to the Bible through the spirit and power of YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI. And a sincere peace and salutation to all you hopefully let Akim out there pushing his word in all truth and sincerity, doing the work as YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI has created us to do, so he can wake up and seal the elect of the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and you Israelites who are scattered amongst the heathen nations that may look like the heathen nations, but your father's seed line goes back to you being a so-called black, Hispanic, or Native American, one of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Hey, Shalom. It's your brother Halakia from the GMS Denver camp coming back once again through the spirit and power of YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI with another video. This time I have an article from Blacklisted News, and the title reads, FDA Chief claims misinformation is leading cause of death in the United States. And we, as the men of the Lord, man, all through the spirit of power, YAHAWASHI, we know and understand that this is Esau's roundabout way at coming at this truth. Because what's happening is, through the mouth of the prophets, through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI, Esau is being exposed. Everything that this man is doing, the men of the Lord, the men of YAHAWASHI is there to call it out, you see, and to filter it through the scriptures. So what he's doing, Esau, that is, he's putting these actors in place to say all this, to bring forth these, how would you say, basically misinformation, you see. He's having all these false narratives pushed in the earth. He's having all this misinformation when it comes to the juice or the snake venom being pushed forth, so forth and so on. He's doing all these things, and this is his roundabout way of coming at this truth, because the true threat to Esau is the men of the Lord speaking the words of YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI. You see, that's the true threat. So he's setting up who? Actors like Elon Musk buying Twitter, you know, motherfuckers like Donald Trump. He's setting these people up to say all these outlandish things so he can be justified in coming up against the men of the Lord, because he's proclaiming that we're doing what? Spreading misinformation. So before we get into that, let's get a couple scriptures real quick. This is Obadiah 1:6. It says what? How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? Meaning what? This man is being exposed at every turn. Everything that Esau's planning has been planning to do and is doing, the men of the Lord, beginning with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, hell, even going back to their elders, it's all being exposed through the spirit and power of YAHAWAH, from Esau and his GMO foods, from his fake meat that he's trying to produce, from the chemtrails that he's spraying in the air, from all the microplastics that's in the water, so forth and so on. Hey, trying to choose my words correctly, because they'll strike the video if you say the wrong thing. And that just proves that this man has been exposed, because things that you could talk about 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, you can't even talk about them the same way anymore. And that shows that this man is hurt. But things dealing with the venom, you see, all this stuff is being brought forth, and a lot by who? Esau himself, the so-called white race. You see, but the nail in the coffin is what? That information that's being brought forth by the Edomites themselves. The men of the Lord is taking that information and filtering it through the scriptures and giving you the proper wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of what the Most High said this man will be doing in the last days. You see? Let's get this real quick, because it says what? That Esau was going to do this. This is Psalm 64:8. It says what? So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. And this is what Esau is doing, man. You see? His own kind. They're the ones who are going into what? These medical documents and and going through all these, just doing a diligent search and all the BS that the mainstream media is pushing forth, you know, all the things that the elite are doing behind the scenes, you have a lot of Edomites who are exposing these things, man. And it tells you that in prophecy that what? He will cause his own tongue to fall upon himself. And now we're taking that information and we're filtering it through what's written in the scriptures. And everything is adding up. And this man is hurt because of it. Now, he's trying to justify, you see, or he's trying to come at the men of the Lord with this misinformation campaign. Why? Because he's being exposed. Everything he was trying to do behind the scenes is being brought to the light. And that's all prophecy, man. Let's get this one as well. This is Jeremiah 49 and 10. It says what? But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places. He shall not be able to hide himself, because what? His main power was what? Secrecy. And doing these things behind the scene, and no one having had any clue of what was going on. But now you have people openly talking about the Illuminati and the elite and the, you know, the international banking families. All these things is being brought to the forefront now, because what? We're living in a time where Esau is being exposed. All his nefarious plots and his schemes that he's been meticulously put into place for all these centuries, all these decades. Hey, man, all those plans are being exposed. From his depopulation agenda. You see, you got these figureheads, these puppets like Bill Gates having TED Talks talking about they can decrease the population by 10 to 15%. With what? Venom. And then they come forth with the venom and make it mandatory for everyone to get. You see? All these things are being called out now. Why? It's because the Most High is exposing Esau's punk ass, man. And now he's hurt. Now he has this campaign of what? Misinformation and how it needs to stop. Because the light is being shined on him and his wicked deeds. And he can't hide himself, as the prophecy says. It goes on to say his seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. So the main point of that is what? Esau being made bare. Esau being uncovered. Being exposed. You see? Now let's go read some of this article. So it says what? FDA chief claims misinformation is leading cause of death in the United States. And this is their roundabout way of coming at the men of the Lord. So they're having all these actors set up, and they come in with all this far-fetched information that doesn't add up, that doesn't make sense. So they can talk about all this misinformation this and misinformation that. But what they're really trying to do, they're trying to get rid of this truth from off the internet, man. That's his main goal. But he can't do that directly, so that's why he has actors like Elon Musk and all these other weirdos coming and saying the things that they're saying that doesn't make any sense. You see? So it says what? During an appearance on CNN, FDA Chief Dr. Robert Califf asserted that the leading cause of death in the United States is online misinformation. You see that? Because what do they want to do? They want to take away free speech. They don't want nobody speaking out against what they're doing. And that's all you see happening on the internet, man. You see it all on YouTube. You see it on Rumble. You see it on Odyssey. You see it on, what's the other one, man? Brand New Tube. People are just coming out and speaking out against all the madness that Esau is doing, man. So now he's pushing forth this misinformation campaign in his mainstream media. So it says what? Yes, really. Califf spoke about his remarks during an interview with CNN's Pamela Brown, which were originally made at a health conference in Texas last month, when he said online misinformation was now our leading cause of death. After admitting that there was no way to quantify this, before mentioning heart disease and cancer, actual killers, Califf went on to bolster the claim anyway. You see, just these far-fetched claims, because what does he want to do? He wants the exposure, him being exposed to stop. So that's why he's coming up with all these far-fetched, unproven claims, man. They're the ones who are really preaching the The ones you see on these mainstream media outlets, they're the ones who are really pushing forth the misinformation. You see, and spinning a narrative that they want the people to believe in. That's why you got this thing called what? Fact checkers. The fact checker's job is to what? Is to get those people who are basically thinking for themselves and looking at all the BS that Esau is doing and putting two and two together. The fact checkers are to do what? They're to keep the narrative of the mainstream media going and the people to believe that. So say when the truth about what was really in the venom came forth, you know, and how it was, you know, basically, you know, how can I say, man? Basically, it was Esau being Esau. Then you had the fact checkers come out and basically try to disprove all the facts and the real information to get people to still believe in what? The narrative that they want them to believe in. You see, that's what they're doing. But the fact checkers are the ones who are really pushing the misinformation, man. So it goes on, because as you can see right here, he's making claims that are not true, and he's doing it on mainstream media, and they're allowing it to happen. You see, so it says what? Claiming that there has been an erosion of life expectancy, Caliph went on to say that Americans were living an average of 5 years shorter than people in other high-income countries. Caliph said that the antivirals and juice meant almost no one in the country should be dying from the sea, before going on to explain that there was also a reduction in life expectancy from common diseases like heart disease. But somehow the reliable, truthful messages are not getting across, he said, adding, and it's being washed down by a lot of misinformation, which is leading people to make bad choices that are unfortunate for their health. You see? So he's basically saying all this exposure that's happening of people just exposing the plots and the schemes that they're doing behind the scenes, that's the misinformation. That's detrimental to your health, because you are not listening to what we're telling you in the mainstream media. You see? You're going against the grain. And that's something they don't want. They don't want you thinking for yourself, man. They don't want you to go into the information to get the truth of what's really going on. They want you to believe in the story that they're spinning. So it goes on to say, in an exclusive interview with CNN's Pamela Brown, FDA Chief Dr. Robert Caliph explains why he says the leading cause of death in the U.S. is misinformation, because that's the campaign they're pushing now. Because they want to do what? They want to get rid of free speech. As we're gonna read in this article, it says what? The FDA chief did not explain how online misinformation was causing more deaths from heart disease, but went ahead and made the claim anyway, without being challenged by the host. Why? Because the host is in on it. The host is there to help push the narrative or the story or the narrative of what? Misinformation. So she's all on board with what this dude is saying, even though what he's saying is not true. You see? It says what? As we have exhaustively highlighted, online misinformation is indistinguishable from information the regime doesn't like. You see? That's what it is. It's not that this information that these people are bringing out and like I say, exposing their plans and plots. The information is true. It's just against the grain. It doesn't fit the narrative that the elite won't push in the mainstream media. So guess what they do? This is misinformation. This is not true. You see, we have to get a hold on this before it gets more out of hand. But basically, before we're exposed any more than we already are. That's what they're trying to do. But guess what? There's nothing they can do to stop it, because the Most High, according to the prophets, you see, said that it would be happening this way. That everything this man will be doing, he will be exposed eventually. And this is the time we're living in. So it goes on to say, as we previously noted, the woman picked to head up the Department of Homeland Security's Ministry of Truth, said free speech makes her shudder. She doesn't want people to have free speech. They don't want you to think outside of the narrative of what the mainstream media is pushing. They want you to follow their agenda and believe in what they're telling you is true, even though it's not. And especially what we're doing. So, hey, because the thing is, you have all these people exposing the juice or the venom, and they can talk about it openly, and they won't get their pages will stay up, their videos won't be taken down or flagged. But as soon as the men of the Lord, you see, we come with the same information and we filter it through the scriptures. Strike. This is medical misinformation. So forth and so on. Why? Because the true target is what? The men of the Lord speaking the words of YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI. This is what really exposes Esau. You see? The word of YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI is what really exposes this man. And we take the information, you see, that all these people is doing, and we filter it through the scriptures to tell you that this is what he would be doing. And because we do that, strikes on our pages flagged and taken down. I'm talking about just last week, I had 3 pages strike for videos I did a few years back. Why? Because Esau is trying to stop this truth from going out. But once again, there's nothing that he can do to stop this, man. This is all prophecy. This is being set in motion since the beginning of the earth, beginning of the creation, man. It says what? As we previously noted, the woman picked to head up the Department of Homeland Security's Ministry of Truth said free speech makes her shudder, while also promoting the lie that Hunter Biden laptop story was Russian disinformation. You see that? Why? Because they're trying to cover their tracks, man. They don't want the truth of Hunter Biden's laptop to come to pass. So that's why they got to push it as, oh, this is disinformation. The same thing with Hillary Clinton's emails. Still ain't seen no damn emails yet. Ain't seen not one email. Why? Because they don't want that true exposure to come out. So that's why they sweep these things under the rugs. That's why they cause these other distractions to happen, so they can get people to look the other way, so they can sweep what's really going on under the rug. This is what they do, misdirection, man. That's what they're all about. Don't look at what's true. Just believe in what we're telling you. What we're saying is right. You believe what the mainstream media is saying. Believe what you're seeing on Fox News and CNN and whatever. Don't look at what these other people are doing over here. That's misinformation because it doesn't line up to what we want you to believe. You see? And you damn sure better not be listening to those Hebrew Israelites. You see? Because they're the ones who are truly exposing us. Once again, that's why we're, especially the men of Great Millstone and the brothers who come in the same spirit as Great Millstone, we are the most targeted and flagged group on the internet. This is why we have to migrate our pages to our videos to different media outlets, man. We can't even, some videos we make, we can't even post on YouTube because as soon as we put them up, they're flagged and taken down. Why? Because Esau doesn't want to be exposed. Like I said, you can have a peon Edomite that's all into doing the research, like a Dabu 7. What's the chick at New Republic? Her videos stay up. And everybody else who's in that alternative media space, they can say whatever they want to say on YouTube, and guess what? Nothing happens. Then we come right along, take that same information they brought out, because we are diligent and looking into it, making sure it's true. We take it and filter it through the scriptures. Flag, strike, page gone. Why? Because the main targets are the men of the Lord. Now it goes on to say, Nina Jankowicz, you know what she is, also ludicrously cited Christopher Steele as an expert on disinformation. Steele was the author of the infamous Clinton campaign-funded Trump P-Gate dossier that turned out to be an actual product of disinformation. So you see, The ones who are harping on this information are the ones who are actually pushing out the disinformation. You see, it says what? The contrived moral panic over misinformation has become more pronounced after following Elon Musk's purchase of Twitter, and he was set up just to do that. You see, so they can give them more justification on censorship, man. It says what? With CNN guests recently complaining about how it might impact their monopoly on controlling the channels of communication. You see? Because Elon Musk is talking about what? Stopping censorship on the internet. Now, what does that do? That gives people the license to say what the fuck ever they want to say. And not a worry about being censored. The mainstream media don't want that. They don't want anything that's going to go against their narrative. And once again, they truly don't want the Hebrew Israelites to get a hold of all this research and information that these 8 doctors have been doing. You see, professionals and experts in their field. They don't want us to get our hands on that information to filter it through the scriptures. You see? So yeah, that's Elon Musk buying Twitter. That shit was set up, man, for them to be justified in censoring more. You see? And ultimately getting rid of this word off the internet. You see? So let's get this right here in 2 Thessalonians real quick, because the Most High said this man will be revealed when the time came, and here we are. This is 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3. It says what? Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. You see, that day is talking about what? The second coming of our Lord. There were specific things that were supposed to happen in the earth, and the first one was what? The falling away of the Israelites, falling away from the proper wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of who the Most High is, of who YAHAWASHI is, and who we were, or who we are. That happened already, and now in the last days, the Most High is breathing the breath of life into us, and we're standing upon our feet, that exceeding great army. And guess what the men of the Lord are doing now? We're exposing the man of sin, Esau Edom, the son of perdition. And he doesn't like it. So he's doing everything in his power to do what? To stop us from pushing forth this truth. Like I said, everything you see them doing about censorship and controlling the narrative is all because of who? The men of the Lord. Esau don't give a fuck about Dabu 7 spewing his bullshit. He cares about the men of the Lord that's preaching the words of Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI. You see? Verse 4 says what? 2 Thessalonians 2 and 4, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he is as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. You see? Basically, he's trying to put himself in the position of God. And that's what you see happening in the earth. They're trying to control how you think and what you say and what you're eating and how you're moving. He's put himself up in these churches as being the Most High and the only begotten Son, because this man has a God complex. He's trying to play God on earth. And the only ones who are doing that are who? The Edomites, beginning with their elites. Your Rothschilds, your Rockefellers, your Oppenheimers, your DuPonts. They're the ones who are pulling the strings behind the scene. They're the ones who are causing funding and pushing forth these GMOs and all these other nefarious plots, the venom and the mandates. All these things are coming down from the elite, man. Why? Because they're trying to play God. Verse 5 says what? Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things? And now ye know that what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in this time. And this is the time we're living in. And this is why you see Esau being exposed in every way, man. You got, the Most High got the spirit upon these Edomites to go into the GMOs. The Most High got the spirit, the Most High to reveal what's going on with the fucking chemtrails, what's going on with the juice, what's going on with the mask, what's really in the juice. You see? This man is being exposed at every turn, and that's all according to prophecy. And this is why he wants to censor the internet even more. Because he's being revealed, man. This man can do nothing as he used to. He can just 10, 20, 40 years ago, Esau could just be doing shit in the earth and nobody would know what was going on. Nobody would question it. They would just watch the mainstream media and that would be the true narrative. But now, in these last times, in the times where Esau is being exposed, the Most High has a spirit upon everyone to bring out all type of information, man. All these alternative media outlets, Esau is just being exposed everywhere. Hey, you got these people like doing diligent searches and going back decades and finding videos of these puppets and these leaders talking about the things that they're doing now. You see? Just exposure at an all-time high. Why? It's because it's this man's time to be revealed. You see? Verse 7 says what? For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. So everything Esau is doing, he's doing it to fulfill everything that the Most High Yahawah needs him to fulfill according to prophecy. And once his portion is fulfilled according to prophecy, he's going to be removed out of the way. Everything Esau does from this point on out, it leads him into his own destruction, man. You see? He's not out here moving on his own accord. He's not out here doing whatever he want to do. He's moving according to what the Most High programmed him to do. That's what's happening with Esau. And it's being programmed, it's being programmed in his own people to expose themselves, man. And it's being programmed into us to take the information that a lot of these Edomites is bringing out and filter it through the scriptures to expose this man in all truth and sincerity, you see? And he's hurt. He's hurt. Brothers can tell you, man, that we've been going through channels, like channels. You got some brothers that's on their 15th channel, 7th channel, because what? Esau is striking and flagging our pages because we're exposing his ass through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI, just as prophecy says. And what is this going to bring forth? It's going to bring forth more censorship. You see, especially to the men of the Lord. Even with that chai stigma, we can't even speak on it openly as we did 5 years ago. We had to make up an acronym, and you can't even say the acronym now because they'll flag your page because of that. Why? It's because we have the truth. You don't see these other Hebrew Israelite pages, camps getting flagged. All their videos are staying up. The main targets are who? The men of GMS and the brothers who come in the same spirit of GMS. You see? This man is hurt. And it's just gonna get more strict, man. To the point to where we're gonna have to migrate from YouTube to other media platforms. And then guess what? They're gonna come up with some bullshit, some wicked ass legislation to flag our videos over there on those other channels. And what is that gonna bring forth? It's gonna bring forth the famine of the word, man. You see? YAHAWASHI. That's what it's going to bring forth. Let me see. Where is that? I knew. This is Salakia. This is Amos 8:11. It says what? Behold, the days come, saith Yahawah bahasham YAHAWASHI, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahawah bahasham YAHAWASHI, because the time is going to come to where we're not going to even be allowed on the streets to preach the word anymore, man. You see? We're not going to be allowed on the internet speaking these words. We're not going to be able to do the street ministry, the street speaking. And that's all according to prophecy. And this is what we see slowly approaching us, or fastly approaching us, man. A complete censorship of hearing the words of the Most High. You see? No more, like I said, no more of the men of the Lord being on the highways and byways each and every weekend. No more of these videos going up each and every day, and brothers are pushing these videos out. Because the time is going to come where, hey, the truth is not going to be here. You're going to have these false camps out here giving you a BS understanding of what the scriptures really say. And the 100% truth that we at Great Millstone have, and the brothers that come in the same spirit of Great Millstone, is going to be completely wiped off the internet. And it's going to bring forth what? The famine of the word. This is what we see Esau moving towards. This is why you see this great push in the mainstream media about what? Misinformation. You see? They're going to push forth wicked laws and legislations to try to, to outlaw the Bible. You see, we're going to see all these things, man. This is what this right here is going to lead to. You see? And it's just going to intensify. You're going to have more characters come out of nowhere speaking madness. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have some, what this nigga Elon Musk buying Twitter, you're going to have a lot of motherfuckers coming on there just speaking crazy. Things that don't even make no sense. And guess what that's going to do? Justify them in pushing for wicked laws and legislation to cause more censorship to take hold on the internet. To cause more censorship to take hold on YouTube. You see? They're going to slowly chip away at your freedom of speech. And guess what? When you look up, ain't going to be no more word of the Lord on the internet. Ain't going to be no more brothers prophesying and telling you what's really going on, exposing Esau. It's going to be over. That's the famine that the Most High is about to send into the earth, man. You see? Verse 12 says what? And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, and shall not find it. Why? Because Esau is going to outlaw it. We're not going to be able to speak this word openly very soon. This is what we're moving towards. You see all the talk about hate speech and medical misinformation. That's all to censor the men of the Lord, man. So it's already begun. And like I said earlier, it's just going to intensify. To where we're not going to even be allowed on YouTube anymore, man. We're going to have to go to another media platform, and we're going to get outlawed off of that one. We're going to migrate again, and we're going to get outlawed off of that one until what? We're going to only have the street ministry. And then we're going to be outlawed from doing that. You see? This is what Esau is coming with. Because what? It's the prophecy of the Most High. Because the doors of mercy are closing, man. The time of hearing this word is coming to an end. So Amos 8:13 says what? And that day shall the fair virgins and young men faint for thirst. Why? Because the fountains of living water ain't going to be easily found in that day. You can come downtown every weekend and find us out there for right now. You can come on YouTube at any time of the day and watch brothers' videos to get the proper wisdom, knowledge, and understanding through the Holy Spirit of YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI. But the time is going to come where it won't be that easily accessible, man. You see? It's about to take hold. Now watch as we move forward. You see, from here on out, watch how the censorship intensifies. And you're going to start to see men of Great Millstone just disappear off of YouTube, man. And a lot of you cats that's been playing games and bullshitting, you're going to be lost in the sauce because you didn't take it seriously, man. You see? This is what's coming. This is what's about to happen. You see? So, yeah, just wanted to bring that out real quick. Esau has been exposed, and now he's got this great misinformation campaign being pushed forth in his mainstream media, and it's all to do what? Justify him and coming up against the truth and completely eradicating it from the internet, man. That's what it's all leading to. So expect to see more clowns like this coming on mainstream media just speaking far-fetched and untrue things, man. You see? And expect to see more wicked laws and legislations pushed forth and censoring free speech. And ultimately, the word of YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI. So yeah, the famine of the word approaches, man. Get this truth while you still can. And with that, I'm going to give all praise, all honor, all glory to YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth according to the Bible, through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI, and a sincere peace and salutation to all you hopeful elect Akim out there pushing this word in all truth and sincerity, doing the work as YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI has created us to do. And with that, Mr. Shalom, Wah, and Yabah, Babah.